Let's look at the payment of provisional tax, because we said after filing provisional returns, one is required to pay provisional tax. So payment of provisional tax, a person who derives or expects to derive any income during a year of income, which is or will not be subject to withholding tax at the source, is liable or subject to pay provisional tax. We should note in this statement that a person who pays tax at the source, tax at the source is what we call withholding tax. Yeah, a person who pays withholding tax as a final tax is not supposed to file provisional returns and is not required to pay provisional tax. So a person who does not pay all those, a person who derives or expects to derive any income during a year of income is liable to pay provisional tax. And a provisional taxpayer, other than an individual, is liable to pay 2 installments of provisional tax on or before the last day of the 6th month and the 12th month of the year of income in respect of the taxpayer's liability for a year of income. So for a person who is required to pay provisional tax, is supposed to pay it in 2 installments on the last day of the 6th month or before. And then on the last day or before the end of the 12 months. So he's supposed to pay after 6 months, and then he's supposed to pay after 6 months in June and then in December, in case you have your year of income from January to December. So the amount for each installment of provisional tax for the year of income, it is calculated according to the following formula, which is 50% times A minus B, whereby A is the estimated tax payable by the provisional taxpayer for that year of income, and then B is the amount of any tax withheld under this act prior to the due date for payment of the installment from any amounts derived by the taxpayer during the year of income, which is included in the gross income. So in case the taxpayer has paid any tax at the source, that tax is supposed to be subtracted. So A is the estimated tax payable. You pay 50% of it in one installment, and then the other 50 will be paid in the next installment, like that. So it's 50% times A minus B. In case of a provisional taxpayer who is an individual, is liable to pay provisional tax in 4 installments. Like 4 installments in a year, it is every after 3 months. So on the last day or before, for the 3rd month, for the 6th month, for the 9th month, and for the 12th month of the year of income, in respect of the taxpayer's liability for income tax for that year. And the amount for each installment is calculated using this formula. For it, we use 25%, because 25% times 4, you get 100. So 25% times A times B, whereby A is the estimated tax payable by the provisional taxpayer for a year of income, and B is any amount of any tax withheld under this tax or any withholding tax that was paid. And that is the formula for calculating for the installment for an individual. In case of a person that is not an individual, they are supposed to pay provisional tax in 2 installments. On the last day of the 6th month or before, then on the last day of the 12th month or before. For an individual, in 4 installments, on the last day of the 3rd month, 6th, 9th, and then 12th.